Hi, everyone. I'm back for another episode of Let's Talk About It with Nya Harrison, a senior at Stanford Soccer, one of my first coworkers and a San Diego girlie. Welcome to the show today.
Thank you again for having me.
We used to talk all the time, and now it's like kind of just catching up. And one thing I've always wanted to catch up with you on, but wasn't so sure if I should, was the final this year, the NCAA final. You made it to the final with your team playing Florida State, and you guys lost, and definitely a heartbreaking loss. And so I think that this is just a great opportunity to talk about dealing with loss, especially when you've had such a strong season or, something like that where it's such a big goal for you guys.
It's definitely a difficult topic for all of us, especially as athletes. We're extremely competitive. Nobody wants to lose. We went into the season really not knowing what to expect. Whenever you have a new team, you never really know what's going to happen. But I think for us, honestly, we realized, we could be a really special team in our Duke game. That was actually the day the day before we found out we were joining the ACC, and our coaches were like very honest, like as they should, you're new to this conference, like this isn't the Pac-12 anymore, like you guys need to make a statement. And we did. It was really good, like performance from all of us. It was like a good convincing home win. And I think after that game, we were kind of like, we can be something special. We kind of all more bought in into ourselves and each other. And overall, we went on, we were undefeated, and then we head into this Florida State game. You always think about the what ifs, especially like even losing in PKs too. You're just like, dang, well, if I did like one more of this, one more of that, like that's what really made it hard for me. But going against Florida State, like you really had to give it to them. They had a great game. They had a game plan, clearly. They executed it very well. While it is still something difficult to deal with, it's like obviously like people will ask me when I'm home, like, oh my gosh, how was your season? Like, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, it was like, it's like bittersweet because it was really good. That was the best season we've had since our program won the national championship in 2019. I still look at the trophy and it says runner up. Like it says I was a finalist. It's silver, not gold. I'm like, I don't want to take a picture with this. I was like, I had family there. They're like, take a picture with it. I was like, I don't want to take a picture with this. Like, I would cover up the little runner up thing. I'm like, I'm a loser. don't, like I can't let people know I'm a loser. Like, edit it, please.
Yeah.
But it takes some time. But that's like some of the things that have helped me kind of deal with it.
For you, there's a lot of leadership learnings there and a lot of things about skill and team. You said that you had a really young team. What was the leadership like for you as a junior on the team during that time, someone who's been playing throughout their career? What have you learned and what are you going to take with you next year?
I think one thing for me, especially as a leader, like obviously from junior year, I feel like my teammates do look up to me in a sense, but it's kind of like in a big sister role, which I really like. Just kind of maintaining that balance between like, yeah, I'm strict on you, but like I'm also going to like fight for you no matter what type of thing. And then following that game, honestly, something that I took away from that was like Florida State, like they really went after us. I'm like, I wonder what their practice is like, because that doesn't just show up. You don't just like miraculously the whole team's like, yes, like we're gonna win this game. What are your training habits like, and what is your practice like environment like for you to pull off such or have such a great performance? When with everyone watching. As soon as we went into winter and spring, I'm like, I do not care what is happening in this practice, but like I am not feeling that feeling again of getting beaten like that national championship game. You guys don't want it either. So like, let's start that environment now so we don't suddenly get shocked, round of 16, Elite 8 or whatever down the line when we're going against like a really competitive and like really strong team.
Stanford is one of those big programs. You constantly have people who maybe grew up on going to the national team or, like you said, playing for national championships when they were in high school. And so very few people I can imagine on your team are used to loss in such a big way. Can you talk a little bit more about that framing? I know you said you don't want to take a picture with the trophy, but I hope that you at least did recognize what you guys did do. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Eventually, I do end up taking the pictures with the trophies. We actually have a lot of pictures with our trophies. We have a grad pics with them too. So we eventually got over that. I think the main framing for us was recognizing the talent we had and then also like how young we were. Like I know I've already mentioned that earlier too, but realizing like with just one season, how far we've gone and seeing the potential that the team has. Because we knew that was not our best performance. So I think for us, it was realizing like it wasn't like we gave like that was like 100% the best Stanford team ever, and then we got beat. And like that would low key be more demoralizing. It's realizing how much potential we have, how much learning we still have to do, and kind of having like that restored faith in a sense. That was specifically something our coach told us on our first day back. It's like, hey, like it was a bittersweet ending, but look, like almost all of our team is still here. You know, we had a lot of seniors that left, which
Yeah.
obviously hurts me. We have Maya Doms and like Kennedy Wesley who are like rookies with the pro teams now, all that stuff. So we obviously lost some great captains and great leaders. But still realizing, like, look at the squad we still have now. Like, you all went through that, and now it's kind of like we know what we need to do to grow.
Hey guys, it's Sydney. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Let's Talk About It. If you did, make sure to leave a review and send it to a friend. Let's keep this conversation going. I'll see you guys next week.